turnovers we had, but it felt like we had a bunch of them. Yeah, it felt that way. I think, felt like we could get a lot of anything we wanted on the offensive end, when we took care of the ball. And we didn't do a very good job of that, and they got a lot of transition points.
Defensively, I know some of that is run-outs and stuff off the turnovers. Obviously, Vucevic gets 40-something. Just where were the breakdowns?
I don't think we were very good in coverage. The ball got to the middle a lot. When the ball gets to the middle, it breaks your defense down, and, then Vucevic gets a lot of catches without a body in front of him, or, someone closing out. He shot the ball really well, so. Okay, 1 second, okay? So, we gotta contain the ball better at the point of attack. That's on the guy who's guarding the ball and the guy who's guarding the screener. But they were breaking the defense down too easy.
Yes. Sorry, Steph was in here saying, I guess Clay said zero concern, as long as we get to the playoffs healthy, that's all we need. Steph said, maybe that's the case in years past, that just there isn't a stretch that we can point to this season to say, yeah, at least we proved that we figured it out, and it just has to click at the right time. Where do you kind of sit on?
No, I told y'all before, we got some figuring out to do. It's not just like we're going to click a button and it's going to work. There's a lot of things that need to be figured out. And do I have the confidence that we can win? Yeah. But a lot of things got to be figured out.
What are the defensive, bigger picture problems that we need to fix?
Like I said, we got to contain the ball. Defense starts at the point of attack. And we've had times where we're good at the point of attack, but we're not consistent enough, consistently good at the point of attack. And until we are, we'll have times where we're good and we'll have times where it's awful. And that's pretty much what it's been.
Coach, how would you guys to figure it out and trying to string together good decision after good decision?
I wish I had the answer for you. But it's ringing in my head probably just the same way it's ringing yours. So, I don't know.
Before?
Yeah, absolutely. And, at a point where you feel like we turned the corner. So, still think that point will come, but you got to build towards it. You can't take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. That never works. So it has to be a constant build. And then after a constant build, then you have one and you're like, okay, or 2 where we took a couple steps back, but it has to start with a constant build, and that constant build has not started.
If you've ever been there, does it remind you of a couple seasons ago where you guys just sat at 500 basically the whole season?
And then I felt like we turned the corner, right? Like, got to the play-in and we lost, but, it felt like we kind of turned, and so that's exactly what I was talking. Like, yeah, I felt like we have before and we turned, but, this one, like I said, it has to start somewhere. And it hasn't really started. I feel like it's starting and then it's not. Need some help? And then, like I said, it's 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.